All right, and we're live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, today the plan is to continue on with the the Google Drive clone project. Sorry. Hold on. Let me. Why can't I? There we go. Now I can see chat and stuff. Okay, good. So yeah, that's the plan. In last stream we finished, I think, finished the containerization. I'm pretty sure we did. So I'm just gonna probably test it a little bit, and then the next order of business is to get the get in some shared types for the Zod Zod types, so that we can use them across the back end and front end. Yo, welcome, welcome. How's it going, Gabriel? Okay, so I'm just gonna open a browser over here too, just so that I have it. So let's begin. So yeah, I just need to make sure that this works. I think it works because if I do docker ps, we can see that the container is still running, which it should be because I never closed it. So yeah. I mean, I don't know what there is to really test. I guess we could do like a test query. There's nothing really in the database though, is the thing. But I mean, the connection seems to be fine. If I do, so let's just go to, where's our database? So we're in our database. That's our auth config. We have our schemas. And then let's make a new folder, queries. And then we'll just do like a test query. Actually, you know what? We won't even make a folder yet. We'll just write a test query directly in index.ts. So we'll say export const, or we'll just say const test query equals, we'll say return db.select, and then just like, I don't know. Let's go to, yo, how's it going, Satyam? Welcome, welcome. Let's just go to the drizzle reference again, just so that I'm making sure I'm doing this right. We can just do select dot from users, or is it user? And then just export test query. It's going to return nothing, but this shouldn't error out. So we'll actually try catch this to begin, just to make sure that it works. Oops. Something like that. Today I understood why senior devs don't use anything latest or new tech. It's in early days. Where's my timer? Oh, you can't see it? Hold on. Where is it, indeed? It should be there. Oh, there it is. It was selected on the wrong thing. Okay, thanks for pointing that out. It was not. It was, the window selector was on the wrong window. Ooh, Drizzle. Yes, I'm using Drizzle. I quite like it. But why is that Satyam? Because of bugs? Is that the reason? Okay, so then let's just do another, let's do an app.get query or test, and then we'll just do return, and then we'll import db, or not db, we'll return test query from db, or return c.text, I should say. Oh, because this might be, hold on, because it might throw an error. Hold on, let me make sure that the test, yeah. Oh, because I need to return it. That's why. There we go. So this might also not work because let's say console.error. And then, so the type of this is what? What's the return type? Oh, I guess it's this, eh? Okay. It's a bit lengthy. If you want me to explain it, I'll do it. Well, you can give me the TLDR if you want. Okay, so we need to do const test is equal to test query, and then we'll just return c.text and then test. But then if test is, so we'll say if test is not equal to undefined, maybe, then return c.text test, or does that still not work? No overload, because I think gave the following error. It's a type error, but I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, maybe c.json works. There we go. That's better. Why are we getting an error here? It was a student. Just to let you know, if you knew people were spamming CJP thing, it was a student's protest which made our EDU minister resign. So now if someone spams, just keep in mind it's propaganda. Got you. Yes, event. Yes, event TLDR is a bit lengthy. Yeah, that's fair enough. Why is this? Is this just like what's the problem here? Am I dumb? Otherwise, what? Return c.text failed. Something. There we go. It needed a return condition. That's why. Okay. Let's just do that. All right. So I also haven't. I'm gonna preface this as well. I haven't looked at this project in like 48 hours, so I'm gonna be a little rusty. I need to like kind of warm up here and flex my mental muscles, so to speak. Okay. So now this should return, theoretically, it should return an empty string, right? Or an empty array, theoretically, right? So let's go to get, and then we'll do npm or pnpm run dev API. Better off base URL is not set. Okay, so I'll deal with that after. So if we go to just the root, we should get hello Hano, and then if we go to test, we should get, okay, so we got an internal server error, which means that I don't know if we even returned something. Converting circular structure to JSON. Oh, because maybe it's an empty. I need to JSON.stringify it. Hold on. Let's try that. There we go. Okay, so still an error here. So S3 is popular object storage, as you know so far, but the thing with it is whenever the bytes will go out of storage, you'll get charged. Cloudflare came up with a USP that they won't charge the egress. Ah, I see. Okay. So, like it's almost like a paid per gigabyte or whatever, right? Like you pay by usage essentially. Converting circular structure. I'd imagine. Like, let's just see what the test even is. And then just like, let's just return like c.text success or something. I don't know. Let's just see. Okay, so it did return stuff. Oh, so this is the response. So we did get a response from the database here. Because that should return everything, though. Query data. But the problem is everyone likes the S3. So now what new storage services do, they make their API S3 compatible. But when you store the files in the storage, you've got two modes, one direct entire file upload and two in chunks. Interesting. Yeah, to be honest, I'll have to figure that out. I might, you know what I might do for ease of use? Because this is just an example project, I might make it so that there's like even though I am deploying it, I might make it so that there's like a byte limit on file uploads, right? So like you can't upload a file that's larger than like, let's say, I don't know, a megabyte or something, like just to test or whatever. Like I know that's not really going to be meaningful for anything, but like maybe a megabyte's too low, but like something like that, right? Just so that, yeah, I always have a max size limit, exactly, 100%. No, don't worry, I'm already, oh, because I need to await this. I'm silly. And this needs to be async as well. That's why it's returning all this bullshit. I don't know why I completely like just goofed on the fact that it needs to be an async. So we await this, and then we return the test query. I don't know why I completely goofed on that, because it was returning a promise, of course. Okay, so now this should theoretically work. Okay, so we still got an internal server error, but we didn't get the same error as last time. Roll bend does not exist, really. Failed. Okay, so it should be Postgres, no? The user should be Postgres. I don't know why it's trying to query from my user. Or is that Hano's fault? I don't think it's Hano's fault. Because the DB credential should be the, yeah, we've got the Postgres URL and it's the Postgres user. But I wonder why it's trying to query with my user here. It's kind of interesting. But it is ostensibly connecting to the database. So let's see. Failed query select, because obviously there's nothing in there, right? I just wanted it to return an empty list from user. I don't know why I tried to do this like twice. Started working on my old project because of you. Just here to say thanks. I appreciate that, Zoro. That actually means a lot. I hope best of luck with your project, and I hope it goes well. But no, the road is not always linear, right? Yeah, I don't know why it's trying to assign this role, why it's trying to query the database under that user. That's the weird thing. Like, I don't think that's a Hano configuration issue, is it? Because, or we can just even show the envars. Yeah, so the environment variables inside of the database, right? We don't have a password assigned with it because we have this, where was it? No, not there. The drizzle config. We were including this URL, and then there was another thing where we like bypass the need for adding a password. I forget what that was in. Oh, you know what it was? It was in the Docker compose, I think. Or no, it wasn't. Where did we set that to? Yeah, here it was. Postgres host auth method trust. So this flag right here basically tells the container that we don't need a password, right? This is just for testing. Of course I'll change this you know, as I go on, but so basically the idea is that we can connect to the database you know, without those credentials, but it needs to connect. It's wanting to connect on the Postgres user, right? Because the user that we've defined so if we go to Docker, I think it's Docker container IT, and then the container name, or Docker run, Docker container dash IT, and then like the name, but I forget the exact command. Docker IT container IT BenStack drive db1, and then like you can run a command, right? Like psql at user Postgres, or is it Docker run? BenStack drive db, or is this stopped? No, it says it's been up 2 days. BenStack drive db1. Yeah, I forget the command name. Docker. Let's just do, because I know IT are the flags. Wait, actually, let's go to my notes real quick. Okay. It's not Docker run, I don't think. Because it's already running. Did I write this in here? Surely. Let's see. Run or open shell on running Docker container. Docker exec, that's what it is. It's Docker exec. Of course it is. Okay, now, see, okay. So that's what it is. So I need to actually, let's write that down so we have it. So we'll do Docker exec run command inside of running container. Okay, just put that there. And then I think -i t is like, I think the -i is like interactive, I'm pretty sure. Flags for interactive terminal. I think it's something like that. Let me just verify real quick here. Docker exec flags. Interactive, yes. Keep standard in open, and then allocate a sudo tty. Yes, that's what it is. Okay. And then include container name and command, e.g. psql Postgres. Okay. Do you use Gdrive plugin with the Obsidian? I use Git actually. So if I want to save my stuff, I go command P, and then I do git commit and sync. So that's how I back my stuff up. I have the Git plugin, so you can actually see it. You can see it here. It's by Vincent. It has 2.9 million downloads. So that's what I use. Literally all I have is Git, Kanban for my Kanban planner, and then the theme that I have. That's quite literally all I have. So let's open up this guy again. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. So see, now you can see that we've connected to the database, right? We've connected to the database with the Postgres user, and there was no password that we needed, right? So if we go to like, and then like if we list the different databases, DriveDB is the database, right? Right here. So presumably here we're connecting to the database, right? And then if we actually do connect to that database, or was it clear like this? If we connect to that database, and then we do D to list the relations, we should see like account, session, user, and verification, right? And there's obviously nothing in any of these, right? So there's nothing in there. However, I was just doing this just to kind of test the connection, right? And this is inside of our container. So yeah, I just quit out of it. So theoretically, this command should work, right? Because we've got PostgreSQL :// like if we go to like Postgres URL format, right? We go here, you see that this is the format, PostgreSQL : //, and then we have the user at localhost, and then the port, and then / the database, right? So theoretically, that connection should work. And I mean, we're not getting any errors inside of our client, right? So, I mean, I don't know. Try again via Postman? Yeah, sure. So I literally wrote this test query, right, to literally just select all rows from user. And I want this to return, like, just an empty list, right? Because it doesn't matter. Then we'll know that it worked. And then otherwise catch the error, right? And so I export this, right? And then I'm inside of my Hono backend. I have a test route, right? Where I await the query, and then if it's undefined, then I return, or if it's not undefined, I return the query. Otherwise, I return failed, right? But then when I try to run this, I get an internal server error because it's trying to, it assumes I have the role Ben, which is what I had for the instance of Postgres that I was running on like the Postgres what's it called, like the service or whatever, right? So if I and that's not running anymore, because if I go to like my terminal here and then I go to brew services, I think, then you can see that the Postgres service that we had been running before is not on. So just as an example, and if we go to here, I just want to show you one more thing. You can see that the Postgres container is running on port 5432, right? On the host, and then that's getting mapped to 5432 on the container as well. So what would you say? Open up files where the Postgres related stuff is there. So the Postgres stuff is in here, right? So it's in our database package. So this is our drizzle config. And then we're using this Postgres URL, and maybe this is not defined. Like I maybe have to check whether this is actually being read properly, because maybe this URL is empty. Although one would assume it isn't, because you know, because that's my only thinking, is that this is undefined, right? But theoretically, like, it should be defined. But I forget. I don't know if there's an easy way to like check that. Export default define config, and then where do I import define config? Do I import that anywhere? I don't think so. I think that's just for the use the .env config in the drizzle config. TypeScript? Yeah, I've got that there. And then in the client, in the client, I guess I'm not using it, eh? Oh, you know what it is? I figured it out. I need to do that inside of here, don't I? So let's try this one more time. I think it is undefined. I think you're right. Okay, so let's try this again. Okay, so that still didn't work, but why? Let's figure that out. Same problem. I think it's still trying to connect to that other. Yeah, so see undefined here? Like, so if I go to, let's just do URL. I've been having envvar issues forever, bro. Like, db URL. And then I go here. Like, this envvar shit is like driving me crazy. Yeah, see db URL is undefined. Use it, you're just importing it. Do you have to, how do you use it? Which keyboard do I have? I got you. Replace the dash with a dot. Let me see. use .env underscore config. Is that actually like a thing? No. Or is it like, or is it a function? Like, what do you mean? So I import it, right? And then is there a function to get this? Let's see. I'm just gonna look this up here. Replace the the underscore with the dot. Where's the underscore though? Ah. So require .env.config. Yeah, but I want to use that like. Okay, I see. Require .env.config. Okay, so this is, I probably need to do something like this. So let's just do import .env, and then we'll say const, you know, we're write this as it is and just replace the import.env from .env config. Oh, I see. Okay. No need of the const. Oh, okay, got you. Let's just say, okay, so like this, and then just and then run the function. But that would be on another line, no? No. Not 100% sure. .env.config, like this. I don't think there's an underscore there. I think this is just it, right? Yeah, okay. I see. Oh, because you can't do a dot on the YouTube chat. Ah, okay. I got you. I see. So this should now run, right? So let's see what that is. Okay, so let's see. Postgres URL. Yeah, that should be defined. Yeah, so it's still undefined here though. Like what the like why? I don't know. Like /.env maybe? I need to give it a path. There we go. Yeah, it's still saying undefined. Everywhere do the same. Got you. Yeah. Is that like a thing that has to be done like everywhere? Like for sure? Yeah, I don't know. It's still, it says injected env0 from .env, but I literally defined shit in here, so I don't know why it's not working. You know what I mean? Okay, let's go to like fix all .env issues. And we'll just put this as priority 0 right on the top. Remove the path, no need of it. Yeah, but if I don't do the path, it's still undefined here, right? So we run the .env.config and it's still undefined. Got to the accelero. I'm sharing the URL again. Is that your project? Yeah. Okay, you can post the URL again. But yeah, okay, yeah, just post it in stream chat or DM it to me. I don't care. Okay, I'll take a look at that. I'll see how you do this, because like this env variable issues is like something. Because like in theory, like I don't know. Like I'm confused why this doesn't work, but it is what it is. Okay, I'll check your thing out here. Let's just get this open. Check the spelling. Sure. I'm just gonna zoom this out a little. Let's go to your apps. let's go to your backend, I guess, and then your let's see your used to be server, right? Oh no, maybe not. Oh no, this would be database, no? Where's your database stored? Or is that somewhere else? It would be packages. Here it is. Okay. Source and the config, then the env. Okay. Your database would be in here somewhere, right? Oh, in the backend only. Got you. Okay. Source, config, and then env. Okay. So import config.env, config.env path. Okay. I see what you're doing. Go to the end of the file. Const env is parse.data. If parse.error, so env schema.save parse. So this is with Zod though. We're not getting there yet. This is just for the database URL. I'm not trying to validate with Zod. I literally just want it to be defined. So should I have like I see what you're saying. Like you're having like a dedicated the .env and loading centralized. I see what you mean. No. I get what you're talking about. Like kind of having the .env stuff in a central location. No, that's totally great. I'm going to just BRB real quick. Gotta feed the kitty again. So just bear with me. I'll be back in like a minute, just before I forget, because he's hungry. So I'll BRB. All right, I'm back. Can you show me your cat? You didn't last time? Yeah, I will on the next break. Just remind me. He's eating right now, so I don't want to bother him, but I will for sure. I showed him on one of my other streams a few, like maybe a week ago. I don't know. .env.parse. I see. Okay, so you can do that too. No, I get what you're saying though with having it in that central location, and I'll definitely refactor it. Like I'll actually add that to my list right now just so that I have it. So I'll put env refactor env importing into centralized file for easy access. And I'll make this like a priority 1 item. Just gonna put it in here. Show me your env file once again. Yes. Postgres URL. This is it here. Because this is just, I mean, again, it's just local stuff, right? Where's your better auth URL? Do I need that for something? Let me see. Let's go to better auth. Again, let's go to databases, Postgres. Check your warning in the terminal. Base URL is not set. Oh, I see. That's what that means. Okay. So that would be, but that would be set in the API, no? That would be set in the backend. Would the better auth URL not be set in the backend? Right? It wouldn't be in the database package. It would be in the backend. I think. If I'm correct. Not the problem is related. Yeah, it's related to the env. Yeah, but I wonder if it's the env. Well, first of all, the env here isn't loading the Postgres URL, right? Because if I try to print it, it's undefined. So I can't find this. Yeah, so the API is running, so the API should know from where the env should get loaded. Think of it as a process. Yeah. I know. But like this is the, so this is the data, so the database is a service. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so then would we not need to put the, would we not need to do, like, are you talking about this for this better auth thing as well? Because that might be part of it. That's in it's in this auth TS here. Drizzle adapter DB, which we're getting from the client, right? Yeah. There is no better. There is no. I should probably add it here, right? There's no better auth URL set. So maybe I just give it. Is it the same? Is it the same URL as the database URL? Like, what is the better auth URL? I don't even remember that. Yeah, environment variables. Let's see. Like, I don't even know what that is. Or where I define that, or if I just define it. Like, is the better auth URL to the database? Or is it to the backend? No, it'd be to the backend, wouldn't it? So it would be something like this. It would just be HTTP localhost, no? 8080? Would that not be it? Because it's this is the backend, right? Okay, but then maybe I need to put that inside of the API, not the database, right? So if I go to the API, and then I do a new .env in here, and then I paste this guy in here. I don't know. Does that fix it? I have no idea. Yeah. Okay, it did fix it. Invalid main field. I'm sorry, but your project folder structure must be fixed. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine for this project. I know where things are, so I think that's all that matters, at least for this. What do you think about the upcoming AI crash in 2026? Seems like big tech started rehiring developers since June. Is that true? Youngikin. I mean, I think it's, you know, better late than never, to be honest with you. Okay, so let's see. Deprecation. API node modules DB. I don't know what's this guy here. Which file is saying the DB URL is undefined? This one right here. It's the DB, like, so if I go client here, it's this file right here, which is the client for the database package, right? So the structure of my project isn't that crazy. It's literally just, I have an API which is the back end, and then the web, which is the front end in my apps, and then the packages literally just has a database, and then shared, which is for the types. That's quite literally my entire project structure. It's nothing. It's no rocket science. But yeah, it's not loading in here. .env config not loading env variables. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so let's do it like this. You don't need the path. Okay, so let's say let's try this then. Let's try doing this just to see if we can get a better error out of this. Const result equals .env.config, and then we'll say if result dot error, then throw result dot error. Otherwise, we'll console dot log the result dot parsed. We'll actually do this like env result, right? So let's try this pattern here. Oh, and of course now it gets a freaking thing. And then we JSON stringify that. Oh, but it's getting... Oh, I know why now. The env needs to live on the API, not in the database. Yeah, I hear you. You don't have to yell. It's okay. I got it. All right. Okay. That's why. That was the problem. Yo, how's it going, Bland? Welcome. Oh shit, did it not copy? Jesus Christ, dude. Why? Day 22.6 Google Drive. Dang, what did you start with? Axolotl. I started with basic HTML and CSS, but I have a CS degree, but it was mostly just math based, so it was in math and theory. So shit, I totally goofed on this. I need to let's just fix this. Because I guess I'm just confused why that can't live in the database. I need to retype it because I lost it. And I need 5432/mydb or db drive. Where is drive db? I think it's drive db. Okay. So that should work now. Good. When you import the .env, it will also go into the API folder. Okay. Okay, I see. Yeah. That makes sense. I was not aware of that. That makes sense. So when you define your database, then is your database defined inside of the API? Is that how you're doing it? Like, or I know you're doing your types somewhere differently, but like I have the database configuration inside of here, right? Because the environment variable are accessed per the process. I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Because this is being used, so it's using the database as a package. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I hear you now. Okay. So if we go to your project again, let's see. So we have backend, then you have your drizzle configs in here too. Okay, I see. And then your database is in here. Okay, I see. Okay, so your database is inside of your backend. That actually might make more sense. I might refactor that then, like for the next project. I don't have it that way now, But I, for some reason, thought I needed to have the database as its own package. But that makes sense. I hear you now. Okay, now we're cooking. Right? And we can just remove this, and then Postgres URL should load just fine. So it's going to say injected 2, which is good. Although, let's see if we include the exclamation mark so the error goes away. That's fine. And then, yeah, so, all right, so now we can test our thing. That's why I said reorganizing in a good way. Yeah, I hear you. I'll rework that for the next project for sure. Outcome of sitting in the OS lectures in the college. Yeah, fair enough. There we go. There's our empty list. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to see. No, so basically my misunderstanding, Satyam, and this is important for anyone that's kind of watching as well, if you are new to this stuff, because I am, is so the database is a package, right? Which the package isn't a process. The process running it is the actual API, right? However, I thought that if you had an environment variable folder inside of here, that the package would, like a package could have its own environment variables. That's what I assumed, but I assumed incorrectly. So that was my fault. Because I didn't know that the env file only works on a process basis. I thought it worked like even for packages, which now that you mention it actually makes sense because it's got to like load it dynamically, right? So that's all well and good. Do you know how the bundlers work? I understood that by understanding how those work. Like, so the bundler would be the like is Vite not a bundler? Although Vite is just for the front end. But I don't even think I have. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't think I have a. Yes, Vite is a bundler. Okay, yeah. I'm not even sure I've like configured a bundler to build the backend yet. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just kind of like, I'm not worried about that yet, but okay, so let's continue going here. So where was this? So fix all .env issues. Okay, so yeah, so the main thing was that I mean, we didn't fix all of them, but .env runs for processes, for processes, yeah. Apps, not packages. Okay, so now we're gonna do the Zod typing, which we're gonna do inside of our shared package here. Which maybe there's a better way of handling that, right? But so we'll do maybe a new folder schemas. So then we'll get Zod up in here, right? What you export is brought inside the file, or you're importing it. Ah, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah. So it's actually brought in locally. It's not just referenced. Yeah, that checks out then. Because I'm importing here, right? I'm importing the test query from database. But then of course that has its own dependencies, right? Right, yeah, that makes sense, Satyam. I got you. I appreciate the clarification. I just thought that somehow the environment variables were brought up. That makes sense. Yeah, I see. Okay, that actually does help clear it up for sure. Okay, so let's also go to what was it? Better off, because I need the Zod types, right? I don't know if they exist somewhere. Like, so can I do Zod? Zod. Or do I have to define them myself? Because that would suck. Let's see. Validation schemas. So you code 2 hours every day? Not every day, freeze, but I try to do about 5 days a week. The advantage of env Zod validation is if any env variable that is required is missing, it'll throw an error. That's true. I get you. And you can do that, I guess, inside of the, you can do the env validation inside of the API. I did write that down to implement. But I could also like access and I'll say even and like Zod validation. So when it comes to your Zod validation stuff, does that did you write that by hand or is that something you can import, right? Because like I mean I've got my schemas here, which were generated by BetterAuth, right? But like I don't know if those are like, so we could even do a new folder like auth as well. So like I don't know where those would be. Those are DB schemas. I know that. I know, but are they convertible to Zod schemas? That's what I'm trying to get here, because I don't think they're the same thing, right? Because you have a drizzle schema, but I don't think you can convert, unless maybe you can, take drizzle schemas and turn them into Zod schemas somehow. If you know what I'm talking about, right? No, just use the table and infer it. Does that convert it though? Oh, drizzle Zod. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that's good to know. All right, okay, so let's look that up. Drizzle Zod. Okay, so this. It would be from this then, right? Or no, I guess not. Create select schema. Select schema defines the shape of data queried from the database. There it is. Okay. So then we could probably then put that inside of. What do you mean? Why am I doing that? Like, are you asking me, or are you like prompting that I figure something out? Because this isn't a Zod schema, so you have to like convert it to why Zod schema from the table, so that it can be used to validate data like that you're posting to the API. Now asking me, yeah, like for example, okay, so we have the schema, right? Let's say we get the schema, the Zod schema, then we can use it in our API to validate that the data that we're posting to the database is the right shape, right? And we could even then go forward and use that inside of the front end for validation as well. And we could even build like schemas that are related to specifically like the sign up page. And then that can be, you know, so it's basically so that when the backend's sending data to the database, it's of the right shape. That's what you're validating. That's why I know that's why they need to be created. If that's what you're getting at, I don't know if that's what you're getting at, but that's I think will you import the entire DB schema in the front end? Probably not. Should I? I don't know. But I was thinking of like kind of dealing with, so like for example, let me put it this way. So like you have the Zod schema for the database, right? And then that's what the backend uses to validate the data that it sends to the database, right? Something that doesn't have defaults that you don't need to do or whatever, right? But then the front end probably would have its own schemas that are related to the forms that it uses, right? Because the form data might be not quite exactly the same. Like, for example, like the ID, well, I guess the ID is generated, right? But, you know, like there might be stuff from the, I don't know. Like there might be stuff from the front end that doesn't align with what is needed for the table, right? Like I'm just trying to think of an example, like an account ID or like whatever it is, right? So cdb.insert.values always tells you what is needed. Yeah. I guess that's true, because there's some with defaults, right? Front end and back end should know the fields that are required for the endpoint. I mean, the back end certainly should. So why to infer the entire DB schema via Zod and consume in the front end? I wasn't suggesting that you do that necessarily. Isn't it leaking the details in the front end? Yeah, that's why I wasn't suggesting that you do that. I guess that you're right. That is true. You're leaking database details in the front end, which is why you would only handle this stuff in the back end. But you still need it so that it can be accessible in the back end, right? Am I not wrong by that? Like the front end has its own schemas that just deals with the form data, right? And then the back end is responsible for taking the form data and translating it into a database query that can be sent to the database. That's my understanding. No need of the schema from the back end for the BetterAuth endpoint. Yeah, but don't you need the schema for, like, for example, let's say you're writing middleware that's querying the database, right? Like, I don't know. Navigate the files. All right, I just to be honest, like I kind of see what you're saying, but I'm gonna like continue on with my thing here, because I know what you're saying. You're basically saying that the you wouldn't want to expose the auth schema or the schema of the database to the front end as it's leaking details. I get that, but then the back end needs to have access to those schemas. So I was going to convert them using this method, because you can create schemas here, right? And then pass those to the back end such that the back end can do data validation in the API. That's all I'm concerned about doing right now. Why have the Zod schema for the front end when you've got BetterAuth SDK for the front end already? Are there already BetterAuth? Yeah, but the BetterAuth stuff is being handled just in the back end, no? Does BetterAuth have schemas for the front end? Is that a thing? That's what I'm kind of wondering here. Okay, hold on. I'm just checking. You have front end to go to the integrations in Next.js. I'm not using Next.js. Unless they're client and server. Yeah. Yeah, this is React. My front end is React, yes. Fair enough. Okay, let's check that out then. Well, this is the Hano integration, right? No, no worries, no worries. There's no front end. There's no front end in here. It's just this is Hano, right? So this is what we need. Next.js client. I mean, there's Next.js here, but that's... Why Next? Because it's a React front end. Yeah, but I'm not using Next, though. I'm not using a full stack framework. This is my framework. I've got React here, which is my front end, and then I'm using Hano in the back end. But that was intentional because I wanted to have the separation of the API in the web. Will it matter if it's Next or pure React? I mean, probably not. But like I don't know what the point of bothering with it. Oh, because this is a create auth client. Ah, I see what you're saying. So this auth client stuff. I see what you're saying. I see. So like, because there's this create auth client function, right? I get you now. Yeah. Because this auth client has the functions to deal with the backend. I see what you're saying. Think from first principles. Like, what do you mean? Next.js is mostly React, unless you don't use the API routes. Well, you're telling me for the first time because I haven't really looked into into Next.js, to be honest with you. When am I going to try and apply to Sweet Jobs? Have you thought about that, Rebus? Yeah, I have thought about it. Honestly, I still think I've got a lot of progress to make before I can apply to those, if I even decide to, because I'm not even sure that that's a direction that I'm going to take at any point, because I kind of want to, you know, continue doing what I'm doing here, and I worry that if I get into like working in Sui like full, you know, if I go full corporate mode or whatever, it's going to kind of suck time away from this, and I like the kind of work-life balance that I have with my job. So I think for the foreseeable future, I'm going to continue working where I am, and you know, try and make this into something. I don't know, but I'm not going to not make software. It's just whether I work for somebody or not. I don't know. I'm not sure. Not for the near future though. That's for sure. So there's a client instance. So you can create a better, okay, so you can create a client instance, but then that would be like, there'd probably be some sort of if we go to like reference, no, concept, client, yeah, so this is what we want here, right? So we got the create auth client, and then we can use those that stuff, right? Yeah, thank you, Rebus. I appreciate that. How do you stay motivated to learn web dev when there's so much hype about AI? Do you get the urges to use AI to ship faster? I guess. How do you contain that urge? Honestly, Michael, it's basically just not really. I don't really care about shipping anything. I just want to learn. So I don't put myself on the playing field that all of the people that are overhyping AI are on. I'm like on my own path. You know what I mean? And like my goal with this isn't to make money and like get rich. It's to basically just learn how to code, make software, and kind of be happy and spread the passion for software development and making good software with the world. That's kind of my dream, and also make software that I'm truly passionate about and care about. Money is secondary to me. I don't really care about money. Go to Accelero and check the web and see how I've implemented it. It'll give you clarity. API routes are backend part of the Next.js. If you're backend like Hono Express, no need of them. Yeah, no, I hear you. I see that's a good goal. Yeah, exactly. Want a Miss World answer? What do you mean by that? But yeah, no, I honestly, yeah, like I don't know. I'd like a lot of these guys out here that are like, wanting to ship as fast as possible. Oh, like the beauty pageant. I see. Mm. They're all like, they have this delusion that they're going to be millionaires and billionaires and stuff. Like, but like, why? You know what I mean? Like, why do you want to like make that much money? Like, what is it going to do for your life? Like, just make enough to like live and be happy and do what you're interested in. Like, why do you need to like be making like X dollars per year? Like, SaaS till a million, I make $1 million. It's like, who cares? Like, I get that that's just a goal, but like, why? Like, why is money your like main focus? I don't know. I always question that personally. Because like, yeah, sure, you can buy things with money and like, make a life for yourself. But to me, that's not really my concern. Have I seen Bridgemind? Oh yes, I have seen Bridgemind. I have, my opinions, which I'm not going to voice onto here. But no, I've been following Bridgemind now for months and months. And listen, the guy's motivated, right? But he's opposite of me in the sense of our goals. Off topic, is the teenage life in Canada and US as glamorous as they seem in Netflix or Prime Video? Short answer is no. Long answer is like, it's complicated, I think, because I don't watch much Netflix stuff, especially of like depictions of like US teenagehood and stuff like that. So like, I don't know, but my answer would be no. Do you see yourself using AI in the future to code? Yes, but I'm gonna use it in an informed way, Michael. The reason why is because if I've learned a topic really, really well, and I've built a few projects with a certain technology, like let's say React or something, I might utilize AI for boilerplating or like setting up a project or like these basic menial tasks that take time and that I can easily validate the AI. Like the AI can kind of do it and I can validate that it was right or wrong. Like I kind of see it as like an assistant rather than something that is completely driving the bus, so to speak. So I do plan on eventually phasing it in a little bit, but I don't want it to completely take over. I still want to program critical systems myself. But I can see it helping with like boilerplating and even like UI stuff as well, because like UI is less of my interest. But like, yeah, that's down the road, right? Once I've learned these things, so that I can actually like make sure that, I can do code reviews and make sure that it's doing the stuff that I want it to. Also, the other thing is I can't afford AI. I make money, but I can't afford it. Like these guys that are spending like $200 a month on like Claude Max plans or whatever it is, like I can't afford that. Like, sure, I can afford like food and rent and stuff like that, but I can't just like, be dropping like hundreds of bucks a month on this shit, right? So yeah, live here in India as a middle class family. You'll understand the importance of money, bro. We need water purifiers and air purifiers just because of the corruption. That's a valid and that's fair. And you know what? Like I can't speak for all perspectives worldwide, so I understand and respect that. I think money to an excess is what I'm talking about. Of course, everybody needs enough money to live and be comfortable, right? And have a comfortable life. But after a certain point, I feel like it's kind of just vapid, right? Am I doing coding reviews right now on my own code? How's the process? Honestly, the code reviews is kind of like through the streaming, to be honest. Like I kind of not only like, I'm not only looking at it over and over again, but I also I have you guys looking at it, and we're kind of doing it together as I'm streaming. So I would consider that my kind of code reviews. My city's financial capital with a yearly budget of 860 million. We still don't have potholes, free roads. Yeah, not gonna lie to you, Canada's not much better in that regard, at least with as far as like stuff like that. With the potholes. I mean, I know that's a menial example, but all right. So anyway, I digress. Let's continue here so that this isn't a complete bore fest. Okay, so we have our Dottie and V working, right? And so that's fine. So what was the next task? I need to get the Zod schemas, right? So we have the Zod schemas. So let's do our Hano configuration, actually. Let's do that. So let's do our integration with Hano first to make sure that all works, right? So let's do in our index, we can get rid of this test, this test query, because we don't need that anymore. That was just to make sure that the database connection was working. So what we can do is we can say, so app on, and then return auth.handler. So we need to import auth from auth from their auth, right? But this is from the, oh, you know what it is, actually. I need to have this inside of, I need to actually have this inside of my API, I know, because this is, okay. Now I see the problem, because I see the problem with the file structure. Because we define the auth here, but we need it in here. Okay. Did you check the Accelero web so that the front end is fine? Yeah, I'm not worried about the front end yet, but I've got the I know that I can do that that client concept here and integrate it with React. I mean the lib auth. Oh, okay. Let me see. So that's how you did that then. We'll check it. Let's just see. Okay, so it was package, or was it in here? Okay. This is where you did it. Okay. So you're doing that from your API. Yeah. So that's actually something that glad to see someone learning property. I appreciate that, new Nav. Try my best. It's kind of slow going a little bit, especially now. I feel like I've kind of hit like this rut that it's very hard to get out of. But I'm just trying to show the real process and be as authentic as possible. But I appreciate that. Yeah. So basically, what you're doing is you're doing all the auth config inside of your API here, which actually probably makes more sense than doing it here. So I understand and respect that. If it's overwhelming, don't get overwhelmed. No. All I see here is that you have your better auth, right? Your better auth config. Your config is just way more involved than mine. But by and large, this is the same idea, right? Yeah, that's okay. It's a part of the learning curve for any skill. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm just showcasing the real process. That's what I'm all about on this stream. And I try to do some stuff off stream, but sometimes I'm busy and I can only work on stream. So like I haven't had a chance to look at this code base in like the last 2 days, so I'm kind of like rusty on it. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm actually gonna go into, let's do a lib in here as well, and then I'll kind of mimic your lead here on this one, and kind of transfer this config over. I think would be a good idea. So I kind of agree with that approach. I will keep the database over here, but I think, yeah, having that, so I need to import auth here, but then I actually don't need to export it. I can just I can just export the database, right? And then so we can have our auth TS here. And then, so this is better auth drizzle adapter. So I need to install that. So that would be typical parent way of handling the situation. If it's complicated, forget it's complicated. That's fair. Were you not using better auth in the to-do app template? What happened? I was not, Michael. I ran my own auth. Now I'm using better auth though. Okay, so let's pnpm run, not pnpm run, pnpm add filter API at betterauth. Or wait, what's the package for that anyway? Because I need to do the setup. So let's go. Actually, wait. Let's just do this and go. Or wait, no, it was drizzle, right? It was drizzle. Hold on. Betterauth drizzle adapter. Okay, so this was the ad here. At betterauth / drizzle adapter. Okie. And then we'll do pnpm self update. Okay. Good. And I think honestly the reason that, okay, wait, so this database needs to be imported from DB, right? Yeah. The reason why I forget these things, like where the imported or exported code is happening, is because like streaming and learning is not an easy skill. Let me just put it that way. Yo, how's it going, Jay? The one thing that makes me want to work with you is, despite everything, you're accountable of your stuff. So if I want to work with you, and I appreciate the help, Sam. I really do. What about working on a freelance gig and working on it together and have 50-50 split? Yo, yeah, I mean, definitely, like, we could consider doing that. I'd be open to a discussion for sure. I mean, I'm not going to promise anything right now, but like, I'd be open to a discussion. So, all right. So now, but see, this is the interesting thing, because if we have our auth config in here, but then we generate our schema in here, so it's all kind of fucking over the place. So you know what we might, I wonder if we migrate the database to just the API here. I think we should probably do that. I think I'm going to follow your lead on this one and bring the database not as a package, but then have it in. Finally, Ben understood what I was telling him. It's, yeah, well, because listen, when I'm streaming and when I'm streaming and stuff, like, it's not easy. It's not easy, especially as like I'm doing all this stuff for the first time, right? So I'm kind of learning through trial and error. I just joined after the switch to the API app for betterauth, and I'm curious what the difference is. Well, so what do you mean? What do you mean the difference? Like, between what? But like, okay, let's see. Because if I put but then I'm gonna need to migrate all this code over to the fucking, to the database. Keeping it in the package scope versus an app. Well, because basically Satyam's argument was having it all inside of the API is easier to manage. Just curious. Yeah, I think Satyam's argument was it's easier to manage. Silicon work you've to make a barrel export and import in the API. I mean, I could do that too. You know what? I'll just stick with that. I'll stop. So actually, I'll bring this back. Hold on. But that's a consideration for the next project then. That's considered. I'm kind of just playing. I'm kind of playing with different possibilities here, right? So we'll just off. Let's just say. Okay, so we'll just bring this back in here then. Okay, and then we'll export it from index. Export off. No. Generic schemas, I use relative paths for the necessary files. I got you. Answer one thing apart from the backend, which app will use the database, and apart from the backend, who will use the better auth server implementation? No, that's fair, Sayam, and I get that, and I respect that. I respect and hear you now. And then make exports available by export and package.json. Yeah, that's kind of what I had been doing. Again, I think it's just kind of doing this for the first time and figuring out what I like versus what I don't like, right? And just kind of playing with things. I think that's what this really comes down to. Okay, so then for the Hono configuration, I need to actually, let's go back to this then. So I need to import auth, right? So let's import auth. Auth from DB, right? And then what we'll do is we'll say app.on post. I would imagine it, maybe it's just post and get, and then slash API slash auth, and then maybe this should be slash star. Oh wait, this is all inside of the list. I'm stupid. Okay. And then the contexts. And then we'll do our middleware return auth dot handler c.rec.raw. Okay. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. I understand what you guys are getting at now. Okay. And see, and like these, and you have to bear with me as well, because like you guys have been programming for presumably years. I know, Jay, you have for like a decade. The whole concept of like why having something in a package for like the use in multiple apps and like the versus like, you know, if you're only going to have it in the back end and then you should just have the database inside of the back end, like that whole like logical formatting like at a high level is still like that kind of thinking. No, hey, no. That's not even calling you old. There are kids younger than me that have been programming for longer than you have, right? Like you can have an 18-year-old that started programming when they were 5 and they've been coding for 13 years, right? So, I mean, there's nothing, it doesn't say anything about age. I'm not judging you. I just try to trigger your critical thinking. No, that's fair, Sayam, and I do respect that. It's just difficult as well because like when I'm live, like I'm also self-conscious of the fact that I'm live. So like this is not an easy thing to do. I want to reiterate that. I know one guy younger than me contributed to the Linux kernel. That's crazy. That's really cool though. You're 22, yeah. Okay, so you're my younger brother's age. That's really awesome. My younger brother's 22. And he's a smart kid too. So, you know, smarter than me, that's for sure. All right, so then that should be fine. Oh, and then we need to serve, but we already are doing that, so that's fine. And then our cores configuration, we should probably also do, so we'll do allow headers. We'll do content type, authorization, and then we'll do allow methods, post, get. I kind of want to put and delete as well, right? Just because I'm going to probably use those in my other stuff that's not related to the auth. Expose, headers, content length, and then max age. Is this in seconds? 600 seconds. It's like what, 10 minutes? Credentials 2, true. Okay. Are there Indians in your city? I'll go in a few minutes as birds start chirping. I try to sleep, otherwise my parents will give me belching. Oh, Jesus. I think so, yeah. I mean, actually, speaking of Siam, there's in my neighborhood there is an Indian food market, which I've been meaning to go to because I went in there once on a walk, and some of their fruits and stuff are like really fresh and also cheap. So like I really want to like start shopping there because like I'd rather support a local business than like the supermarket or something. So yeah, there's definitely community here. But yeah, no, there's a market in my neighborhood, which is cool. Okay, so this is good. And then if they have fresh samosas, do it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, they've got a bunch of stuff too, and they've got like meats. They've got like cured meats and stuff like that. I don't know all of what they've got, but I stepped in there once because I was just curious, and they had like a bunch of like just like fruits, like and fruits and vegetables, and just like it was just very like it was like a Whole Food store, but it was all good stuff. Um, okay, so then we have our app, and then we have new Hana, but we need to include variables, user, session. Okay, so what does this do? You can add a middleware to save the session and user in context. Okay, so but I kind of want to like export this into its own. Like, do I do all the auth stuff inside of here, or do I put that like somewhere else? Are there issues? I think, well, and you know what? This is what I'm gonna say. This is a tricky topic to get into, and I'm not gonna really, um, because it's risky. But I just know that like there is prejudice for like of immigrants inside of this country, and and it's unfortunate that it is the way that it is. But I only say that because it is, it is touchy. It can get touchy with some people. So, um, you know, but I don't really want to get into that only because that's not really my wheelhouse, nor is it related to the channel. But it is possible. Like people do it. I think that there is a level of discrimination that is not fair in a lot of cases. That's all I'll say. And again, I can't really comment on that as I don't have that firsthand experience, but I don't know. I just want to tread carefully. If you want to DM me later, we can talk about it in more detail. But yeah. Okay. So where was the? Okay. So then what is this thing doing? Okay. So this is where we're inferring, right? So this is getting our. This is getting our Zod type, I'm assuming. So this infer here. Yes, but I feel like it's not their fault because they came here to have a better life. Yeah, I totally agree. And like I'm like full transparency. Like I am like my half of my family are immigrants as well. Like I'm like half of my family's from Portugal. So like I get it. Like I don't have that firsthand experience, but like my living relatives have experience, coming to this country and like not speaking English and having to learn English and stuff like that. So like I get it sort of because like I have that, but yeah, no worries, no worries. Um, you can see the exotic side. Yeah, I'm half Portuguese, uh, so yes. Um, okay, so the thing is, I don't know if I want to do this inside of. Ooh, this is interesting. So this is actually like session validation inside of our. I'll add validations for every route. So I don't know if we want to do this. We might want to do this actually. Because then we could just inject this validation here. So let's do that. Let's go through the rest of this and continue forward. Is that what this infer that does though? Like if I go to the infer, whoops, hold on, not the AI chat. That's not what I wanted. Infer, or was like. And then this is for what? Is this for TypeScript types? Oh, I see. That's tough, Satyam. That's tough. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, so because this creates, because I don't know what this exactly does, because I need like a reference for this, right? So if we go to like, options, like is there an infer in here? No, I guess not. Because I want to know what that does. Like, I don't know if that's converting it to like a Zod type or what. Yeah, I guess it's TypeScript, right? Because ideally I don't want to just bring in the types like that. Like I would want to bring in the types. I would want to bring in the types as like if I'm using Zod type. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'll just experiment with it. They purposely put my marks down. I got the less GPA. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what, Satyam, you're a really bright guy, so I don't think you'll face any troubles with that, whatsoever. So. So this dot infer dot session. Because I kind of want to do this inside of like a. Do the auth config inside of like another file here. So I might do like a new folder, and I'll do like auth, and then I'll do like auth setup .ts. Then I'll kind of put the extract some of this stuff inside of. And then are we exporting cost? I guess maybe we're not, huh? Because I want to like extract this and do its own thing, right? I guess this would be under controllers actually. And then I would rename this to auth controller. And then that would be kind of, we can put this middleware inside of that. What's wrong? Oh, nothing's wrong. I'm thinking about a way of structuring this. That's all. My friend's sister is in New York City. Her father kept their entire property as collateral. Same happens with my friend and me too. I'm sure it will, Satyam. You know what? I wish you nothing but the best. And you know, if you do decide to, you know, try to come to Canada, like you can like DM me and ask questions, like for sure. I mean, I know like the States is like favored, but like if you have questions and shit, like you can DM me. Like I am happy to answer questions, just not on stream, just because obviously. It's not, you know, I don't want to go off topic, but okay, so let's I just don't know how to, like, if I put this here, I just don't want to necessarily, okay, so let's just put our types in here, right? So let's say user off. Okay, what's wrong with this then? Oh, because we need the front facing. Okay, there we go. States is fave because they make a mini. Ah, gotcha. Canada's tech mark is dry. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, Michael. Yeah, I get that. I mean, I work in IT. I don't even work in software, so you know what I mean? So like, we'll say export const session validator or validation is equal to an async where we get C next. Then we also need to get types for that. Import type context from Hano and next function. Right, so this is going to be context and then next. My keyboard's double typing. I think I need to order some more switches or something like that. I still don't understand the difference in IT. So IT is more like managing information technology in the sense that like we manage endpoints. We help users with problems related to like, let's say they can't connect their monitor or whatever. Like this is help desk, right? So we do help desk stuff. I work with like clients related to, not clients necessarily. I say clients, it's not clients. It's like other departments really. But I help them get set up with certain, applications and deploy those applications and set up, automations for that. But it's not really coding in the sense that I'm not creating software. I'm kind of administering a system. We call it BPOs here. Got you. You've applied to 300 jobs, only one interview so far. Yeah, that's tough. Like, I mean, I've heard that from others. Michael, it's rough out there. Hopefully it gets better. Const session is equal to, okay, so we're gonna get the session. And we need to import auth from db dot API dot get session. Okay, and then we have our headers. C.rec dot raw dot headers, and this is all coming from the thing, right? So if the session's not valid, then we'll set user to null, c.set, and I'm assuming these are variables, right? Session to null, because I think if I go to Hano's, if I go to like variables here, the API Hana requests should be a dot set somewhere, right? Dot set. Yeah. Get and set arbitrary key value pairs with lifetime of the current request. Yes, that's what we want. So that's kind of what we're doing here. And then we're awaiting the next function. Return. Okay, if I could spell properly. User and then session dot user. Session and then session dot session. And await next. Okay, and then that should be good. And then we can use that guy here. You could say app.use for this. And then we can put in that auth. What did I call the function? Session validation. Right. Is it me? Is the screen frozen? Oh, it probably is. Hold on. Let me fix it. Screen definitely probably is frozen. That's been a problem. That's continued to happen. It's an OBS thing. Am I planning to build some low-level stuff for devs tools? Are you typing on VS Code? It looks stuck. Yeah, I fixed it. Yeah. So this is. It was fine for you, really. Yeah. You know what it is? It's because OBS has this thing where it freezes every now and again. The display freezes. And I don't know why. And I can't figure it out. It's been happening for a while. And it's just the external monitor. And what I tried to do is I tried to up the bit rate. So the bit rate, Jay, was at 18,000. But then I upped it to 24,000, and it didn't seem to fix anything. I guess, but maybe it's freezing less. No, it's all good. It's all good. Thanks for pointing that out. Please point that out when you notice that. But you're totally right. It does freeze every now and again. I have to manually go into OBS and refresh it. So this is the one thing. So I switched to OBS, right? Because Streamlabs wasn't working, and Streamlabs didn't have this freezing issue, but it was a broken software. So like, I don't know, man. Am I planning to build some low-level stuff for dev tools? Eventually. For sure. Okay, cross-domain cookies. I don't think we need to worry about that, right? Because we're not using cookies across different domains. I think we're fine there. You can also customize your attributes individually. Client-side configuration. Okay, so then we can deal with the client. Okay, so this is interesting here. Oh, okay. So your client credentials will include. This is actually good here. I think this is good. So now it'll inject the session inside of the requests from the client. I think this is what this is doing, right? And then so this is coming from this is the client URL, I would assume. Okay. Or is Hano client a completely different thing? I'm not sure if I need this or not, actually. Because like, to make requests to better auth protected endpoints, you need to configure design credentials with the cross-margin requests. I hate that there isn't a proper Streamlabs on Linux. Yeah. I didn't know there wasn't Newtnav, but that makes sense actually. Do you stream on Twitch also or just YouTube? I was streaming on. It sounds like serving static using Hano. That's what I thought of. I was like, I wonder if you need this, but then I think you're right, Jay. I think you're right. So you can serve static on Hano with like templating, right? So that makes sense. But no, I was dual streaming, Michael, but it's kind of a pain in the ass to set up and manage, and also to do it easily. If I want to dual stream with like painlessly, it's gonna cost me money per month, and I don't really feel like paying that to subscription unless I get enough channel support that I can fund it. But right now the channel is just not at that point. So because I don't really feel like paying like $30 extra a month just to dual stream without headaches. So and honestly, like YouTube is fine. But if there's enough of a demand, like join membership, and then I'll dual stream. You know. Anyway, so that's okay. So that's for serving stuff. So I think actually then I'm fine here. Because that's what this should do, right? Is every time that the client asks for something, it'll go through this session validation middleware, right? Okay, so we're fine, I think. Okay, so now, I don't know, but YouTube has some audience where they're for learning, but Twitch is mostly for entertainment. Yeah, I think so, Satyam, I think so. But there is a smaller space on Twitch for that kind of stuff. I honestly think YouTube's better for programming content anyways. That's fair. I just know, some people have their own preferences, Salty. And the Twitch chat is better, I will admit. The Twitch chat is... The Primogen disagrees. He's great, by the way. That guy's awesome. I like that guy. Okay, so now I think we can start actually sending requests to this sucker, no? Like we can get our auth client set up, no? And then it should just like work. So if we go to, well, actually we can test it on Postman, I think. We should be able to at this point. So let's go to our email and password. Or do I need to include this middleware here? Offclient.signup.email. Can I just make requests to, yeah, so I think I can just post to this, right? I think I can just do this. I mean, we can give it a shot. Like, why don't we, right? So let's just like put in like a name, email, password, right? So let's do a name is like BenStack, right? And then we'll do email, and then we'll do ben@example.com, and then we'll say password is password1234, sure. And then now, like, theoretically that should work, right? I mean, I don't see why not. It probably won't, given my luck, but yeah, okay. It didn't even return anything. Better off. Drizzle adapter failed to initialize. Schema not found. Please provide a schema object in the adapter options object. Okay, so that's what we need to do. Hello, Ben Uncle. What do you mean by that? Is it because I'm old? Is it an old joke? What do you mean? Bro, pass the schema. Yeah, I got you. I'm getting there. Okay, but do I need to, how do I do that? Is that inside of the drizzle adapter? So let's go to the drizzle adapter. How do I pass the schema into here though? Please provide schema object in the adapter. This is the adapter, no? Or is it inside of the drizzle config? No, it's here. Schema and then object? Okay. Below the provider? Okay, schema. And then like, and then just give it the object, which would be, I'll watch you for first video. Oh, I appreciate that, Omar. Also, welcome again. I remember you. Okay, but then what's the actual like? Yeah. Well, what's the actual? So we have our schema here. We need to like include all of these, right? So do I just include all of them in an object, like user account? Yeah. Okay, I got you. Okay. So be user session account verification. Yeah, and then we import all these guys, right? Import. Yes. It's tested thing. Got you. I think this is all I need though. I think we're good here. Do I need the relations? Maybe. Okay, so it didn't give me an error here. It's saying there's some sort of deprecation warning, but I don't really know what that's about. So let's go here. Holy shit, it worked. Guys, let's go. And then did it set a cookie? I don't know. It did. It set a cookie. And then now if we sign in, let me exit this. No shit. And then if we sign in, so you sign in email, and then we do email password. And then it should like work, right? Missing or null origin. Why? It's forbidden. It's probably something. Your packages are getting imported via the relative paths, whereas they should have the reference in the package JSON or tsconfig. Did you configure the cores? Yeah, I thought I did. Oh, you know why? You know what it is? I know why. Because the cores is expecting, where the fuck is this? Here. It's expecting localhost 5173, right? Oh, put the origin header in the headers? Got you. Is there not a origin? Yeah, okay, so then I'll just, so I can just add this then, no? Yeah, okay, got you. All right, so now if I send this, invalid origin, or is it just localhost without the HTTP? Is that it? No. Because I mean, this is our client, right? That's the client origin, which like I'm gonna deal with after, you know, with the proper env variables and stuff like this, right? Yeah, so I'm not sure why that's not. At least we're getting an invalid show better auth config. Yeah, it's right here. Oh, do I need an origin like thing in here? I think this is the better auth config, no? My request URL is wrong. Yeah, well, it's coming. It's because it's coming. Yeah, the other thing we could do here is we could just put like a star just to see that it works. I know it's like not valid. That's not like a good practice. Oh, missing URL origin. Okay, so maybe you do need to. Maybe you do need to do that. Let's see what the postman. There's no HTTP colon. Yeah, I know that. But when I added that, it didn't work. So if I add the origin again, it still says invalid, right? It doesn't make a difference. You know, so I just tried removing it just as a test. In the rec URL too? Oh, I see. It's coming from 8080. Ah, that's the problem. Yeah. I see. Okay. I got you now. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so it's not letting me. Oh no, but I need to post to the 8080 because that's the 8870. Okay, that didn't work either. But I'm posted this. That's not the origin though. That's not the origin. This is like where I'm sending it to. But that won't work because the cores is not. So I can just add the. I can add the origin. I think I can add it here, right? Like this, maybe. Because it's coming from 8080 maybe as well. Okay, so it's still giving me problems. Wait, where was the response body? Invalid origin, yeah. So 517 3-party, you're allowed origins in HANA, yeah. Add the HTTP in the rec URL. Oh, you mean here. Like this. That's what you're saying to do. Okay, well, it still didn't work. I think you can add a yeah, so you can add a list of origins, right? Oh wait, sorry. This needs to be 8080. Okay. There we go. Fixed it. Okay. That was why. I see now. Okay, I didn't update that. You're right. We're good. Okay, so then if we go to the why? How did I get to this view, and then not the other one? Yeah, so I get 200 okay here, but oh, here it is. This is what I want. Okay, so all right, we did log in. Nice. Nice. Okay, so we're fine. I'll leave this as is. I don't really care. All right, so we're good. And then we should be able to sign out just as well, right? So if we sign out and we do that as a post as well, then that should work. Yes, nice. Okay, cool. All right, so I think that, I mean, ostensibly that works, right? And then so now we have our guy in the database. So if we open up, if we do pnpm run db, what was it? DB studio here. I mean, this should work. No, what the? URL undefined. Okie dokie. Oh, because this can't get the URL. Postgres URL. It's saying this is undefined, but it was defined in here because I put it in here. But I don't know why I can't connect to it now. No, we're not. If this works and 5173 doesn't, your front end will send the request. Yeah, so okay, so we can try 5173 here, I guess. And we'll just do like a sign in and see if that works. Okay, so it just doesn't like that. It doesn't like sending from 5173, if that's what you mean. No, yeah, because it needed to be, the env file, Jay, needed to be in the API. That's why. We figured that out earlier. I tried to have it in the DB, but it wasn't reading from the DB. Backend's running on 8080. How would 5173 work? Like, but this is Postman. This isn't. Oh yeah, I guess because you're running. This is a post to 88. Never mind. Yeah, no. I hear you. Yeah, because it's not even running. There's no process running on that port. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Yeah. You're right. I for some reason I thought that. Never mind. Yeah. I got it. Because we're not running the web service. How about for Studio? In the better off config, add is trusted origins. Where would I do that? Is there like a trusted origins somewhere? How about for Studio? Yeah. I don't know why this environment variable is not being read properly. Because I mean it should be theoretically. I'm just worried about getting the studio working at this minute, to be honest with you. And then this drizzle config isn't. Injected 0 from .env. Okay, so now I can't even inject shit from the. Because I guess this isn't being run on the API, right? Like this drizzle config is not being run on the API, right? So that's probably why I would need this back in here. So if I let's just try this. So if I paste this back in here, I'm keeping it in both, but now maybe this should be able to read. Oh no, it still can't. Oh no, never mind. Okay, so that was the problem. Okay, all right, that's kind of weird. Okay, because now it's reading the env from here. Yeah, either add env back or use path parameter .env.config. Yeah, I see. Oh, or that too. I could also do that, but could I do that for like no, I understand now, Sai. I'm sorry. I just when I'm doing like thinking about two things at once, I sometimes miss something like that. So if I delete this and then I add a path here, path. Can I add like do I add like how do I add the path to the API app? Is that a possible thing I can do? You know what I mean? So anyway, either way, this should be up and running. So if I go to, I need to open this on Chrome. Yeah, so there's our user, right? Or that's our account, I should say. But our user's here, BenStack. Relative to the current file, to the .env in the API? Oh, okay, so I'd have to like, yeah, I'd have to like exit, I'd have to do like a bunch of, okay, I have an idea. Why don't we just put the .env in the fucking root and then use path config in both the you know, in all the places that we do it, right? Like if I have the env like as the parent, yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah. So let's get this guy in here then. Let's do that. So let's just consolidate this. Yeah, I'm getting there. It's not an easy, guys. Like I understand and respect that you guys have been doing this for a while, but like I'm still like new to all this, right? Probably a programming channel that doesn't want to use AI. Thanks, man. I've been searching for this type of content. Well, I appreciate you. I don't know how to say your name, Sleek Steel. But no, you know what? That's what I'm trying to be here for. Because you know, there's not many of us. If two things are consuming stuff, centralize it. Yeah. I add multiple env files because I hate myself sometimes. Yeah, but see, like, and I understand that logically, but you'd be surprised, and this is something I want to say to you guys. You'd be surprised how easy it is to miss shit when you're like doing something live for an audience of like 10 people or more, depending on, I don't even know how many people are watching, but like let's say on average I get 10 viewers per stream, like, or 10 you know, concurrent viewers. Like it is not easy to like realize these simple things. Like I don't know, it's like part of your brain just like turns off. Like I don't know if that like it's, I don't know, if you stream you'll know what I'm talking about. You just Sleek, hi, I might need to change my account name. Yeah, no worries, I appreciate that, Sleek. Check your Celery better auth setup for trusted origins. 20 right now. No shit. I thought it was like 10, but you know what? I'm with it. Let's. That's why I don't check the viewers, guys, because I don't want to like be freaked out by how many people are watching. You know what I mean? But I don't check the stream stats while I'm streaming. I look at it afterwards sometimes, but I don't look at it while I'm streaming because it'll freak me out. Although I did upload, okay. Yeah, I got you, Sayam. Don't worry, I'll get there in a second. Oh, bro, show your cat. Okay, I will in 1 second, but I had a thought. Here, you know what? I'll show him right before I end stream. How about that? We're all in our underwear, so it's cool. Got you. No, I uploaded a stream clip because I was like, I kind of want to see how that works, right? Like, just upload a stream clip because I say some things on stream that I'm like, oh, this might be like content that people might want to see, and like just, you know, outside of the stream. So I clipped one of my streams and uploaded it. It was like 2 minutes, and like it kind of blew up a little bit. I mean, like I think it's at like 2,000 views or something. But I was like, for me in like a day, that's like pretty decent. Nah, I mean I have it to sleep at any moment. Okay, fine. I'll go get him right now, and I'll go get him. Okay. So I'll be right back then, just a second. Oh yeah, I forgot I turned on my mic. I turned off my mic. Okay, sorry. All I was gonna say is he's cute, no doubt. Yeah. Um, yeah. No, all I was saying is he's huge. He's like 18 pounds. Um, big boy. But no, he doesn't love being held. Um, there we go. There's Felix. That's his name. But anyway, so and the reason we named him that is because that's what the shelter. That's what he was named at the shelter, and he was only answering to it. So he seemed like he was doomed when you picked him up. Yeah. No, but he's honestly like he's a good boy. Like he's tolerant of me playing around. Like I don't pick him up often because I know he doesn't like it. But yeah, his age he's 7.5. So he'll be 8 at the end of the year, apparently, according to the shelter. So he's older. We rescued him, eh? So he's a middle-aged cat. But you know it's good because he needed a home, and we wanted a cat that like already kind of like knew what like he didn't need to be trained, right? Like he already knew his litter box, he knew everything, right? So and that was good for us because like we didn't really. I mean, I'm a first time cat owner, so I didn't really want to go through all the, the kitten stage and all that, at least for my first time. So it's really worked out, and he's settled in well. We've had him for almost like about 6 weeks at this point. We've had him for about a month and a half. We got him in the middle of June. So anyway, all right, let's continue. So let's do our env here. So we have our env, and then we'll also import this. So this relative to the. All right, so let's go to .env here. Let's go to the reference for path here. I'm scared of cats because once I knew a girl who had a cat and their cat striked her with his paw and she lost her eye. Oh, jeez, that's brutal. Okay, so I can do path.resolve current working directory. I think, well, because the process is the API running, right? So like I want to like get the parent of that. You know what I mean? Oh, he's playing with his little toy. It's making a noise. Yeah, because I need to get the parent of the entire repo, right? Like so I can go. Because if I do process.env, that would reference the API, no? Specify a custom path for your files, Canadian environment. So would I have to do the full path, like from my home directory or something? No need to think much. Like, okay, so if I import it here though, so like if my .env is here, I have to like, it's relative to what though, right? Like, because if I do this, that's gonna point to this DB path, right? But then I would need to like go up a couple here. Like I would need to do like this basically, I think, or something. Because I would need to go out of the DB, out of the packages, and then to .env. So that's the relative, but that's not like ideal. You should get a new keyboard. Your typing is effed up, yeah. But this is how this would work, I think, theoretically. It'd be the same for the client. Path, because this would be, yeah. And also my keyboard's doing this like repeated character thing, so I think I need to get new switches. But that's not difficult because I have a hot swappable keyboard. So that theoretically should work now, right? So let's see if that even picks up. Okay, it does. Nice. So this is not ideal, but this is a, it does work. I don't like this solution though. I don't like that, but I mean, it does work theoretically, so. Okay. All right, so what do we want to do next? Let's see. So we have our backend auth is basically finished, right? Pretty well. So why don't we like get the, let's go to my to-dos here. Where's my to-dos? Here we go. So I don't know if we're really doing this because the better auth entities, this was kind of a misunderstanding. Install better auth and create initial configuration with email. Make sure sign up, sign in all work better as expected. And then that we already tested that. Create UI layout for authentication. So I think that's the next step here. Yo, how's it going, Jeremy? Welcome, welcome. Cool thing about turbo repo is you can set global env variables for packages and apps. Yeah, okay. I get you on the turbo repo thing. Day 99 is suggesting Ben to use turbo repo. Yeah. Yeah. Guys, I'll modify the stack to use it eventually. Now but see, okay, let me phrase it this way. I didn't see the utility of using turbo repo because I didn't understand, like I didn't know what I didn't know like 2 weeks ago, right? Like, but now like that I've struggled through these problems and like understood like why it's kind of a pain in the ass, now I can like I get it, right? And so I would better appreciate these kinds of tools. And that's kind of like what I want to do here. Like I'm streaming and I'm failing on purpose. Like that's what I'm doing. Like I stream sometimes like dead ass. Sometimes I'll end stream, be like shit. Like that was an awful stream. Like all I did was fuck up and like, you know, I was failing and stuff. But that's like real. Like that's the real process, right? And I think it's important to document and understand it. But now I come out of it stronger, and I can understand like and appreciate at a deep level these sorts of things because I've struggled with this shit for like 20 hours at this point, right? Like how long have we been doing auth and all this shit? Like it's been a while, but I'm like finally, you know, it seems like it's starting, the wheels are starting to turn a little bit. So we're getting somewhere, I guess, right? Maybe I'm a Vercel fanboy looking for junior job role at Vercel too. That's fair. Vercel is Next.js, right? Yeah, and see, like, Siam, if you're looking for a junior job, like, I'm probably not ready for a junior job, like, for, like, a while yet, so. Okay, so let's stop. Let's actually make a commit here. Let's say API DB setup and configure better auth. Email authentication only for now. No verification yet. Something like this. Okay. It was, but now Vercel is a hell of a lot of things now, which are actually useful rather than just gimmick. Got you. Cool. Okay. Is the screen still working? Yes, it is. Okay. I'm gonna like be cognizant of it freezing because it'll do that. It'll freeze. So you know, let's just. V0 is arguably gimmicky. I don't know what V0 is. Okay, so let's get back to, let's start our web here. Let's get into our web source and then our routes. So let's kill the server for now. Actually, let's do and npm run dev, and then that'll run the server and the front end, right? So that's good. So we have our front end. Okay, so that's good. So we want to, I forget, did I install React Router by default in this thing? I did, okay. It's an AI design feature that allows you to prompt elements and generates code for you. Ah, got you. Oh, okay, I see. That, I can see why that would be gimmicky. I think we need to set up the ShadCN theme provider, right? So let's do that context, right? So let's do our theme context. Web shad theme context. It's not really a P0. It's actually more like a P1, but I'm still going to do it anyway. So let's set that up first. This is the theme stuff. But there's got to be a way of getting the theming working. There was a way I did it before. I'm just trying to remember where that was. So that's in our index, should have all that shit. Oh, it doesn't actually. Installation. Oh, because we didn't install it, of course. Okay. So let's install it. Use from an existing project. Let's go I guess it would be V, right? Yeah. Used remix themes last time, right? No, I think I did it this way. I'm pretty sure. Compiler options for the TS config. Oh wait, but that's the parent. This is the parent one. So let's include that here. No, I think I did it this way. I'm just kind of going through it again because I don't remember how I did it. But that's what the documentation's there for, right? And again, this kind of stuff that I'm doing now, this would be a use for AI, right? Like AI could help me scaffold something like this, right? That would be an example of something that AI could do. In my opinion, that would be pretty safe, right? So just as an example. Okay, so then we're gonna do so this is basically mapping our @ / to .source, right? So it's fine. tsconfig.app. Okay, so that's, oh, and then this needs to be the same. So we need to put this inside of here with our base URL and all that, comma, and then we need to update vite config. Let's go to our vite config here, and then we're going to add in path and tailwind. We already have tailwind, so we'll import path, and then we'll do plugin React tailwind, and then alias resolve alias of the @ to path.resolve to dir name source. Oops. Okay. And then we're going to run the CLI. Oh yeah, PNPX. I forgot how to do this inside of the. I think I need to actually navigate to the file, right? So I need to navigate to apps web. So PNPX. What's the name of the app? Oh, sorry, didn't get that. Didn't get there. Thanks, Vinor, for answering. But yeah, you can get a link for it here. Organixer. There's a link to download it, or to the site of it, Obsidian site anyway. PNPX shad cn at latest init. Okay, so we're good. Base UI, sure. I think Nova was what we, or was it Vega? I don't remember. Inter, I know the Inter font, right? Lucid Inter. Rhea. Let's just do Vega. I don't care. Okay. And then we're gonna add the button. That's fine. Okay, but then that's okay. So that's installation. Then we need to do the theming. Okay, components. CSS variables true. Yeah, but that's CSS variables. But I want to do theming. There's got to be like a better. There's got to be a better doc for this, right? Because I remember there was like a. Ah, it was okay. So this is the default CSS. Did that get updated? Yes, it did. Okay. It's like a theme. Oh, you know what it was actually? I think it was in React Router, wasn't it? Was it actually React Router where we did the theme thing? I wonder. Like the data mode. I don't remember. Theme provider. Where did I do that before? Because if I go into my other project here, you can see that I have like a theme provider. Like where the hell did I find that? I don't know where I got this from. I got this from something though. So if I go to my routes here, oh yeah, no, it'll be in main, not main. Routes. Yeah, I don't know where I got that from, but I had that from somewhere, presumably. I wish I wrote down where I got that from. I thought it was in here somewhere. Components, installation. Was there a manual thingamajiggy? No, I don't know, man. React router. No. Let's see here. Shad CN theme context. Like where did that? Shad CN designer. Okay. This is the same page we were on though, surely. Use CSS variables for theme, but I want a context. Oh wait, shit. Why did I exit out of that? Shad CN. I mean, I could probably just copy it from my other project, but where did I get this from? I remember not, man. I'll find it though. It was somewhere in here. Bruh. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna copy it from my other my other project, because I had it somewhere, right? Like I have this theme provider, but then there was like another thing attached to this. Was there not? Yeah, I wish I knew where I got this from. No, it's AI stuff. Theming. Yeah, like it's not in here. Surely I thought it was in here. Typeset, that's not what we want. Dark mode. Oh, this was it. This was where we did it. That's where I found it. Okay. It was in the dark mode thing. Of course. So this was the context, right? So let's go to components. Actually, I'm going to do contexts. Okay. We need to do all these imports here. Oh yeah, because it's the only exports. We need to disable that. It's just a linting thing. Okay. Now we can get the theming thing working, and then we wrap that in the app, which would be the root specifically, right? Because we have the, although actually probably not. That wouldn't be in main, would it? No, because it's the router provider. Yeah, so we don't need the sun moon toggle thing, that's fine. So let's import theme provider. So let's get rid of this stuff. This is just the default that I've got here. So import theme provider. And then we'll wrap this guy. We'll get like a, maybe like a theme provider. Oh, this needs to be as a component though, bro. And then default is dark, and then storage key is Vite UI theme. Okay, and then children. Okay, where are we getting that from? We need to import it, right? There we go. Good. And then our route is just the main component there. And then I think I can do children for the route, right? So if I go to like, so let's just go to like home. So let's make another like home.tsx here. And then let's just do, how did I do this? It was just function home. And then we'll just do return h1, and then just welcome to the file to BenStack drive or something. Sure. And then export default home. Okay, that's good. That's all we need. And then inside of our routes here, we'll include the children. And then I think inside of this we can have an index or some shit like that, right? I think this is how this wants to work. So let's go to routing inside of this. Oh, sorry, it's a list. It's not an object. That's my bad. Okay. So then we'll do index is true, and then component is home, which we need to import. Right. Why don't you use AI? I got you. I have a command for that now. I think. There we go. And then the ending should say, as I continue to hone my skills, or something like that. You can also read my FAQ here where I address that question. Be tall. But yeah, I get that question enough that I have a command for it now. So because I've said the same thing like multiple times. So okay, so this there like shit. Oh, because we're not running the. Oh yeah, because we're not running it. Okay, so it died, I guess. Let's first of all, okay. PNPM, oh, CD, PNPM run dev. Let's try to run the thing. All right, cool. So it is applying the theme, but there's no child. For some reason. Cannot see it. Maybe because there's no, but the children should be provided from this, no? I should be able to see the home, right? Like what if I just put like something in here? Yeah, so I can see that, but the children's not. Interesting. Okay. But I thought that would come in from the router, no? Let's fix this last problem, and then we'll call it a night here, folks. So if I go to my root, oh, because I did an outlet, I didn't do children. That's why. Okay, yeah, that's what it needs. I remember now. Okay. So we need to do outlet here. Doesn't import that's not how that works. So we need to do this. Uh-oh, did it kill it? There it is. Done. We got the theme provider working. Hell yeah. And then the authentication theoretically should be working as well. We can make a all right, so the shad theme context is working. The other thing I want to do for the website is I want to make shared user context, or auth contexts. Oh wait, I already have a requirement for that right here. Never mind, we're good. So that'll get the session, right? And then we'll do that using the BetterAuth auth client, right? So we'll use if I go to here, we're going to use this guy per Satyam's recommendation. If I go to the, where is it? Concepts client, it's this guy, right? We're going to be using the auth client here. And then we're going to do that inside of our front end. So I'm just going to make a little quick cheeky commit here to finish off stream. And I'll just say initialize and add theme context or something like that. /provider. Okay, good. All right, well, I think that's going to do it for this stream. I appreciate all you watching. If you want to see more of my stuff, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed, help me out in my effort to continue to learn coding and web development without AI. And feel free to join the Discord as well. We've got a Discord community with nearly 300 members. So if that interests you, you can join that. And I'll see you all tomorrow evening. So have a fantastic rest of your night, morning, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And I will